All right, so I was trying to get that last question 15 on the last video, but something weird happened, so we're going to do it here. All right, so we're talking about as x in behavior for number 15. Talking about as x approaches negative infinity and x approaches positive infinity. Again, as x approaches positive infinity is going this direction. As x approaches negative infinity, it goes that direction. This is your x-axis. Your x values. This is your y-axis here with your y values. But also, don't forget, f of x and y are really the same thing. Only thing is about notation. So y deals with an equation. F of x deals when it's a function. So with these, if you set y as y approaches or something of that sort, it means the same thing really. I would accept both. But this one actually has a notation of a function, so we're going to write it out in function notation. All right, so here, as x goes to negative infinity, for this first one here, like we have here, as x goes to negative infinity, this direction on this side, this graph, as it's going to negative infinity, you can see that the graph is going down forever and ever and ever. It doesn't go up, doesn't go down, it just goes down. So it doesn't go up and down, it just goes down. So as x is going this way, your y is going this way. So it's going to negative infinity. All right. And then as x goes to positive infinity on this side, the graph is going up forever and ever. So as it's going this way, your graph is going up. That's going to positive infinity. So as x goes to negative infinity, y goes to negative infinity. F of x goes to negative infinity. As x goes to positive infinity, your f of x, your y, goes to positive infinity. Not bad. We got this. We can do it. In behavior, guys. In behavior. All right. So then let's now move into 16. Again, we're only doing 10 questions, 10 questions here. So 16, they give you the function h of x. Oops, that's an h, sorry. It's an h right there. H of x. Ooh, that looks horrible. Equals negative x cubed plus 6x squared minus 12x plus 8. All right, so we have this function, and it says to find the x-intercept and the y-intercepts. All right, so with this, I'm going to start with the y-intercept first because that's the easiest one to do for this function. So with our x-intercept, we said we're going to set x equal to 0. And remember, this was at the very beginning of the semester, along with these up here, where we were talking about the key features of functions. So that was at the very beginning of the semester. So here we're going to set everything equal to 0, set the x is equal to 0, but also I'm going to change the f of x over to y. So just like we said right here, it means the same thing. I'm going to change that h of x to y. Right? And then every x that we see, we're going to change it to 0. Every x we see, we're going to change to 0. And it should be a quick answer for this one. That's why we're doing it first. So it gives you a quick answer. Quick answer. So wherever we saw an x, we put a 0 in that spot. Every time we saw an x. All right, so here, this should give us 0 plus 0 plus 0. Or you say minus 0, doesn't really matter. Plus 8 equals y. All right, so here we get y equals 8. So our y-intercept is 8. Easy, we got that. Mr. Hall, this is easy. Easy stuff. I'm glad you say that. Yeah, easy. I'm gonna make it work again. All right, so the next part is our x-intercept. We're gonna make it work again. All right, so x-intercepts, if we said here for y-intercept, we said x equal to 0. Oh, sorry, I didn't write this part up here. And we're supposed to solve for y. So we set x equal to 0 and solve for y. So if we're doing an x-intercepts, we're going to set y equal to 0, and we're going to solve for x this time. All right, so I'm going to do that. Again, we're going to make this y equals, again, just rewriting this down here, so that way I can move the paper out and it's not going to have space. All right, so we have that. And again, we're going to set y equal to 0. So we're going to make y 0 here. All right, and we're going to keep everything else the same. Now, in Math 3, if you guys remember back there, hopefully you guys do, you learn how to do factoring by grouping. You learn how to do regular factoring. You learn before Math 3, you learn how to do quadratic formula, all that great stuff. And I'll just let you know now that none of that will work. If you factor by grouping here, there's nothing that you can pull out of there that would match up with something you will pull out of here. So in other words, if you factor this part and factor this part down, if you group them together and factor them down, nothing's going to come out the same. So it won't work out. So here, to make this easier, I'm going to use Desmos, and I'm also going to use the TI-84, so that way you can see them both. But I'm going to use Desmos here, and I'm going to set them both equal to 0. Oh, sorry, set them, write both these equations out, and we're going to see where they intersect, where 0 and this function intersect. Where they intersect, that x value is going to be the answer that we have here. All right, so let's do that. So in Desmos, see if I can get that there. Oh, it's already right there. What? All right, so we said here y equals 0 for the first one. So let me pull this up real quick. So we said y equals 0 for this first one up here. And then we put the equation for this part, negative x cubed plus 6x squared minus 12x plus 8 right here. And we looked at, put them both together and see where they intersect. Where is it that they actually meet each other? And that's at that point right there. So we see that our y value is 0 like it's supposed to be. Our x value right here is 2. So our x-intercept, I'm going to pull this back up so you can see it. So our x-intercept equals 2. 2. All right. X-intercept is 2. All right. So I'm going to show you also in the 84 calculator. 84 calculator. There we go. We're going to do the same thing just in case you don't have access to Desmos. All right. So in y equals, we're going to go. We went to y equals. Doesn't matter what the mode is. Doesn't really matter at all. But we're going to put 0 in for the first one. And then for the second one, we'll put in negative x cubed. We'll put the equation in. So plus 6x squared minus 12x plus 8. So cubed. Then we have to go down. Sorry about that, guys. Should have did that. Should have been paying attention. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. Pay attention. Can you pay attention? What in the world? All right, so we have the equation there, and we have 0. We're going to hit graph. And so y equals 0 was that line across there. You could probably barely see it if you saw it all. All right, so we're going to hit second and trace. So the second button here and trace. And we're going to find where they intersect, number 5. So second trace, number 5. So we know one curve is at x equals 0. Hit enter there. The other one is the actual cubic function. Hit enter there. And then we hit enter one more time. So we hit enter 3 times. Hit enter 3 times. And you get about 1.999999762. Again, that rounds up to 2. So your answer still is 2. All right, so we found our y-intercept was 8, and our x-intercept is 2. All right,